It's been more than 2 weeks since Hurricane Katrina devastated the Mississippi Gulf region. And every day since, members of the 179th Airlift Wing in Mansfield have been flying to the region to provide much needed supplies. Our Katherine Boyd and photographer George Piamjas climbed aboard one of their C-130s to see firsthand what it's like to lend a hand.
It was just before 1 p.m. when we started boarding the C-130. Our escort, Staff Sergeant A.J. Sakura, made sure we got safely on board just in time to hear the pilot, Captain David Atkinson, wrap up his pre-flight briefing.
Just go out there, get everything done, and unless anybody has anything to add, that's about it.
Next thing we knew, we were flying high above Ohio and looking forward to the 2.5-hour flight south to Mississippi.
How fast are we going and how high are we?
We're going to come up on 20,000 feet right now. We'll be going about 300.
It takes only 4 to 5 crew members to man a C-130, but its carrying capacity is amazing.
C-130s like this have been flying out of Mansfield every day since Hurricane Katrina hit. They are carrying much needed supplies. For example, today in the cargo hold, we have 15,000 pounds of food, water, and tubes.
It was a very smooth, though very loud flight. And when we touched down at Stennis Airfield around 3:30, members of the Ohio National Guard were there to greet us, including our own Eric Mansfield, or Captain Eric Mansfield as he's known here. After we gave Eric a hug and his much sought-after guitar, he explained why these supply flights out of Mansfield are so desperately needed.
Well, it's really important for us in the Ohio National Guard because we couldn't survive without them. The things they bring unto us in just a few hours would take days to transport by truck to get down here.
While we talked with Eric, troops unloaded the cargo, then reloaded the C-130 with more material for the flight home. And within minutes, the props were spinning again.
Even though our flight down here was 2.5 hours, our stay here has been very brief, just about 15 minutes, enough time to unload everything and then get some more supplies back in. Now we're headed back up to Cleveland.
On the way out, the crew flew us along the Mississippi coast so we could see some of the damage.
This whole area is gone.
There's a bridge off to the left there across that peninsula. If you get close to that, it's just wiped out.
But before we knew it, we were back in the clouds and back home to Ohio. As we deplaned in Mansfield, the sun was just starting to set. We picked up a few more troops on that flight up, members of the Guard who are starting a new year at college. But for this C-130, it'll be the same old routine tomorrow, a routine that's helping bring relief to those suffering in the Mississippi Gulf region.
When you see these kids and you see these families who have nothing, you don't care how many hours you work, you don't care how long you're here, because you just know that if the same thing had happened in Cleveland or Akron, that a guy would have left his wife and kids in Louisiana and come up and help us get our lives back.
Katherine Boyd, Channel 3 News.
Nice to see the work that they do. And Eric looks well. At least 2 C-130s full of supplies fly out of Mansfield every day.